boyfriend and I lived in San Jose, Costa Rica for a year, teaching ESL. This is what our daily life looked like. Downtown San Jose, or El Chepe, was our stomping ground. My boyfriend and I lived right in the middle of the city. Our apartment was a 2-bedroom for $550. I had never paid such cheap rent in my life, ever. The best thing about this apartment was the big balcony. We were out here all the time with our other teachers that became our circle of friends. During the week, I would sit out here and make lesson plans while watching the weather work its magic. And just like a Disney princess, I was visited by these two same birds almost every day. We decided their names were Thelma and Louise. So our apartment was cheap, but daily expenses not so much. To save money, we grocery shopped a lot at Mas Por Menos, which is owned by Walmart. But the best place to find affordable groceries was where all the locals went, the feria. Ferias are lively and a great place to practice your Spanish. Even though Costa Rica's food was really simple, now that I'm back in the US, I do get a hankering every now and then for casado, which is the main dish you'll find everywhere. The fried fish one was the best, hands down. I also miss olla de carne, which is like a beef soup, and I definitely could go for a bag of Elotitos corn snacks right about now. When we both landed in San Jose, we both got jobs right away, teaching at different language schools. This was in May, which was the very end of dry season. During dry season, it hardly rains, but once rainy season rolls around, it rains every day, so you definitely don't want to forget your umbrella. Downtown San Jose is gritty, loud, and some areas are rough around the edges. At first glance, it can seem like row after row of concrete buildings with barred windows. But if you look past all of that, there are some cool things to see and do. This big yellow building used to be the military barracks, but now it's the History Museum of Costa Rica. The plaza in front of the building was a gathering point for a lot of demonstrations and protests. It was also the place I discovered Jimenez de Heredia, a Costa Rican sculptor. A little west of the museum is the beautiful Teatro Nacional. There are many ceiling paintings, but there's one famous for its error of natives painted with fair skin by an Italian painter who had never set foot in the country. The history of the country is also present in this old airport that is now a modern art museum. One of the parks we hung out at was Parque Nacional. This is the park where I tried to record my first vlog talking headshots. Definitely a terrible video. On the other side of town is Parque Sabana, the biggest park in San Jose. It was a great place to hang out on the weekend. On the far end of the park is Estadio Nacional. I actually came here for the first time in 2012 as a photographer for Mark Anthony. The structure is pretty cool and was a gift from China. And speaking of China, San Jose's got a Chinatown. We had many a meal here when we were tired of eating rice and beans. We didn't have a car, so basically a lot of life was spent on the bus. It was definitely hard to navigate the confusing system, but eventually you kind of figured it out. If you want to get out of town, there are a handful of stations where you can catch a bus to just about anywhere in the country. I think I did a trip roughly every month I was in Costa Rica to somewhere beautiful. There was a lot of gay nightlife around our apartment. Sometimes we'd grab a drink at Bar 13, dance at Avispa, or watch some drag at El Teatro. Just north of our apartment was Barrio Escalante. It's a trendy neighborhood where you can find locally brewed craft beer, gender-neutral bathrooms, and many places to eat. Just south in Barrio Cali is an independent theater where our Spanish teacher debuted her short film at a film festival. Christmas in Costa Rica is bright, colorful, and loud. But the real big holiday here is Semana Santa, which is Holy Week. Everything shuts down and there are processions and celebrations all over the city. This was my first time seeing Easter celebrated so elaborately. Towards the end of our year in San Jose, we finally made it to a little theme park named Parque Diversiones. It's kind of like a mini Six Flags with roller coasters and water rides. It was a great way to end our year in Costa Rica. Now that I'm back in the US, Costa Rica feels like a distant memory, even though it really wasn't that long ago. It was a crazy year abroad, and I definitely can't wait to go back and visit again. If you liked this video, I hope you'll give it a like. It really helps me grow this channel. Subscribe to this channel, take care, keep traveling, and I will see you next time.